what's up?
Hey Tim.
How you doing? How you doing? I'm sitting here
Good.
with my wife.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want me to call you Tim or Timothy? Is there a nickname or anything?
It doesn't matter. Timmy Joe. It doesn't.
All right. This is George and Heidi with Philippine Antics, and today we have Tim with us, and Tim is an expat here in the Philippines. Tim, when did you arrive here?
I arrived on June the 29th, 2022.
Okay. So did you wait for the country to reopen and everything? That's when you come over, or just that was your retirement plan, like time to come?
Uh, I was waiting, and plus I had to get medical clearance.
Okay.
Okay. And what city are you living in now with your wife?
I'm in Diego
Okay.
City, yeah, Philippines. It's right from outside of Davao.
Okay, so you're near Davao, and of course you're you, as you said, you were married. When did you get married?
We got married August the 26th of this year.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah,
congratulations.
congratulations. And
Yeah.
then what immigration status are you using? Are you on an SRRV? Are you on the visitor and just going to do your 36-month thing, or are you going to do your 13A?
We're going to apply for the 13A.
Okay. Did you ever consider doing one of the others, or that was your major plan?
My major plan was to come over to marry, so I was focused on that one plan, was to get my 13A and just retire here.
Gotcha. And in saying that, we had discussed in the past, you got your driver's license. Did you do a conversion or did you apply for the full thing?
I got the full thing, but I just had to get the Filipino's license. My license was going to expire in 2 weeks,
Okay.
and so I did the full um, driver license.
Okay, so you didn't convert it, a foreigner conversion? You had to, did you,
No, they
did
gave
you,
my driver license back to me.
okay, so basically, did you have to do a driving test and a written, or how did it go?
Oh, okay. Well, it's a couple ways. You can take the easy way, or you can take the hard way. The hard
Okay.
way means you pay the little 700 and some dollars. I mean 700 and some pesos, and maybe wait for a couple weeks or longer to get your official driver license card.
Okay, right.
Or you can go the easy way, because if you don't have the time and the patience, it's best to go the easy way.
Okay.
But I got my driver license that same day. No driving tests, no written tests, anything.
Did they
Because
ask?
my license was not expired. My license was not expired.
Okay. And they held it afterwards, so they've got your license, or did they give it back to you?
They give it back to me.
Okay. So so you didn't have to do the driving school or any of that other stuff like they're asking me to do.
Did they ask for a passport?
No, no.
And they asked for
Yeah,
your
you have to have your
passport.
passport and your driver license. You have to have that in your medical clearance.
Right, medical
And the
clearance.
guy took me my passport and my driver license and me, walked me across the street to a doctor's office, paid the little 400 pesos,
Okay.
and the guy just asked me how tall I was, blah blah blah. Within 10 minutes, I had my medical clearance. They didn't ask me for my ICR card because at the time I didn't have it yet. I just picked it up.
Okay.
Now I'm good for 6 months. I don't have to go back for 6 months.
Okay. All right. So he was able to get, so you were able to get a 6-month extension.
Yes, after the first time was 30, then 2 months,
Right.
and then they said I can go 6 months.
Wow, he's lucky. Here in Angel City, it's not. They refer everybody to Manila for the 6 months. I had heard they do, but according to them, when I went in, they say, "Hey, there's Heidi every 2 months." So they kind of just shortened.
Yeah, it's different. It's really different because a partner of mine who flew down with me, he went and got his driving license, and it cost him. They asked him for a whole lot of things, and it cost him 10,000 pesos. and he
Correct.
still didn't get the official card. All he got was a piece of paper.
Oh wow.
Right. So there are different ways. That's what we've heard is at different locations, different prices. So there are different ways of getting it. So far, have you found immigration to be easy?
Yes.
Okay.
Davao immigration is very expat friendly.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. And what's your wife's name?
Kathleen. I'm Kathleen.
Oh,
Kathleen.
Kathleen. And
Kathleen.
this is George.
Yes.
He was, I don't know if you guys know, he's born and raised in Angel City. He was here during Pinatubo. When we decided to retire, it's like we spent time in Mexico, but Mexico had a lot of immigration rules. It was half price of Philippines. It was really dirt cheap.
Cheap.
But here it's cheap too, but his family's here, and at least he's a
Right.
citizen and he speaks the language. And a lot of people, there's no language where I couldn't speak to nobody in Mexico. I knew some Spanish.
Right.
What would you say, Tim, is your favorite thing about the Philippines? And we'll get to your dislikes in a minute. So what's good? What's happening? What's popping?
Well, here in this city, I can only speak for my city here. The people are extremely friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, they will give you their last. I mean, they're always asking you, "Do you need help? Do you need help?" They tell you where not to go. Don't
Mhm.
don't be out here at this time in this area.
Right.
They just very friendly. I haven't experienced any skin tax, but yeah, one time, but it wasn't in my area. It was in Davao. Um, experienced the skin tax, but here in Diego's, it's like a hidden germ. It's like, wow,
Right.
it's really nice.
I have a few times, but like I am a very full figure woman. I'm 6 foot tall. If you've seen any of my photos, I was with Brian from Philly in the Philippines, and you could see that I just tower over him. And I'm really a big girl. I've experienced it a few times, but now that I've been here for a year and a half, I kind of got an idea where the prices are at. Like I had discussed about
Yes.
getting one room wallpapered, and someone wanted 3,000 to 4,000 pesos. But we know that it's basically labor of two people. And I knew then they were skin taxing us. And with George, he's so super nice. And he's like, he's like this. So he's like, I'm like, that's where I come in. And I kind of, like he says, we balance each other out here and everything. So
Right.
does your
So
wife
kinda-
do a lot of the shopping though? Does she do you need her to communicate for you at all since you've been there?
Oh yeah, she does a lot of the shopping, grocery shopping, market, the wet market.
Yeah.
She does that. But when I go with her, the people try to talk to me. They mostly speak English.
Mhm.
The prices are posted, so there's like they can't give you one price and give somebody else another price.
Right.
So
Here,
I don't go to the markets that there's no
no
price.
prices. We have a lot of that here in Angel City. And I told George,
But there's a language barrier in some areas here.
yes.
But my wife takes care of that. You know,
I find that sometimes, like today, we're having groceries delivered because during the pandemic, we learned to have groceries delivered like twice a month. And then we go to the market in between. And when items are missing, most of them do not speak English. So it's actually become like a major issue. All right. What are your
Yeah.
dislikes? What is it that you have found that you've heard people talking about? Because before I came here, I used to watch all the channels. We love Sunshine Shoulders. We've been watching the Filipina P. We watched Jennifer Terry. We watched Philly in the Philippines. And George had not been home in a few years, but he kept saying, hey, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. And when I got here, it was like whammo. Right. So what are the dislikes or the things?
You have to have extreme patience.
Yes.
In a Sharpie, you order something from Sharpie, they always try to call you on the phone and they don't understand English. It's like, aha. So I have to tell my wife, will you please text him and tell him? Yeah. So it's I experienced like there's nothing here like if you is an outgoing person. If you're an outgoing person, this city is not for you
Right.
because there's no museum. There's no. The only
There's
thing they
no
got is a
real like
park.
tourist items. It's just everyday
Yeah.
living there, you know. It gets like that sometimes, and now we're like in like a subdivision officially. So, but the neighbors are super nice, as I've always said. It's like 1980 all
Oh,
over
yeah.
again. So how's that
Yes.
weather? How's that weather treating you?
Oh, it's hot. It's the humidity what gets me, but it's not like the heat. It's just the humidity. You can't stop sweating. I mean, you can stand on a shade tree and you're still sweating. You know,
Mhm.
it's the humidity, but
Do
I'm
you-
getting used to it. And by my skin being dark,
right.
it absorbs a lot of heat.
Yeah, I got
So,
you on that.
yeah.
For
But
me,
it's
like I get burnt.
yeah, that's it. It's sweaty. It's really sweaty. But I was prepared for it, so I'm a little different. I was prepared. I knew what I was getting myself into. I
Right.
decided that I wanted to live like the Filipinos. I want to
Okay.
live like them.
Okay.
So when I moved here, I eat like them. I eat their food.
Gotcha.
You
Okay,
know,
you prepared.
I'm even using the bounce, the CR.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I still use certain things in the CR.
Yeah.
But the toilet is so low to the ground, my knees be up to my chest.
Now, hey, that's true story, man. Actually, it makes me feel older, but when I got here, because I need like knee replacement. I was a nurse for many years, a lot of standing jobs. I
Yes.
got one of those toilet extensions, man. I got 4 inches. Hey, I added 4 inches
I'm
to
trying to
George's
find
life.
one. I'm trying to find one. I need one. I don't went to the hardware store.
Lazada. Hey man, Lazada is where we mostly shop, and just look for toilet seat extenders, and they tighten down to the side, but they've got them anywhere between 3 inch and 6 inches. And even for
Well, I
Get
need
the
George,
a
highest
tall
one. Get the highest one.
it helps,
because I'm
man,
tall.
because when I first got here, when I go to sit down at 6 foot tall, it feels like I'm dropping, like I'm going to break the toilet seat.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
yeah.
Yes, you lose that balance when you get so far down. Yes,
What
because I'm
about
6 foot.
what about
I'm 6
size
feet myself.
matters? What about the size mattering in the Philippines? Have you found a lot of the places are small, confined, the
Doors.
restaurants, the
There's
doors?
no clothes for me. There's no clothes for me. I done went and shop, looked around. There's no clothes, especially in Diego's here. There's no clothes for me at all.
So at this point,
So
what I told people is, I don't know if you've seen a while back, I had some clothes made, but I had them copy it. So you can find a tailor, and probably, I think they said average, it's 300 pesos to 400 pesos. Probably about $6, $7. They'll copy shirts, but you have to buy the material through Shopee or Lazada, or buy it where they have it
Yeah.
local.
I'm wearing this. It's barely on me. This is a XXL.
It's like a 2X large, and George is a small medium. He could buy his clothes in the kids section
In the
at
US,
Walmart
yeah.
in the US.
Here, this is XXL.
yes, my wife is really tiny. She's 4'9"
Okay.
and 44 kilos. So
Aw.
she's tiny, and
Oh,
I'm
that
6
is-
feet, 250. You know.
Okay, so
So-
you're like me. You've seen pictures of me and George.
Yeah,
Tim, if you had to start a business in the Philippines, what would you consider or recommend to people if they came here and decided to open?
Well, me now, I'm a businessman from the state, so I look around and see what the needs are.
Okay.
And if I had the money, I would do more to, like, I know I can't own land,
Right.
but I could invest into like property.
Okay, that's what we were
I
discussing
would not
recently.
go into the sorry stores and piggeries and all of that. I will get something going to turn a profit.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you traveled to other places in the world?
No, I was in the military. I'm talking not as pleasure, but in the military, but not overseas. My job was some countries I can't go to.
Gotcha. And have when you come there, or where you're living now, did you plan like a budget? Are you staying on a specific budget currently, and have you found it easy?
Yes, ma'am. I tell you, it's no secret. I'm on disability, SSDI,
Okay,
and I'm
that's what I'm
61,
on.
and I draw a little over 1,600 a month,
Okay.
and we live off of 11 to 12. My budget is 1,200,
Okay.
but we usually put some money back.
Right.
I'm lucky, well, blessed. I got a house here that we only pay 7,000
Oh wow.
Okay.
pesos.
Okay.
It's good price.
It's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. It's like a big kitchen it's really big. I mean, the house is really huge,
Okay.
and only pay 7,000. There's no aircon. So, but if you want to live like that and save, you got to give up something. You
Yep.
can't get a big house like this for 7,000 and expect everything going to be in there for you. No, it's not.
So yeah, we're really blessed, but like back in the United States, there's no way he would still be working full time, and it'd be hard to meet
Oh yeah,
ends right now. So
yeah.
most definitely.
We just have a person have to decide what kind of lifestyle they want.
Right. Very important.
Are you coming here to like bring your Western style? Did you still want to live like you lived in the West?
Right.
Or did you want to live like comfortable and have a little money left over and a little freedom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might have to give up some stuff. Like my light bill here, what we call current here.
Yeah.
is
How
running
much
about
is that?
When it's the last.
But my highest one was 1.8.
Dang.
Well, they don't use aircon.
1,800.
Yeah. Our last one, actually for 12 days, it was 9,000 pesos here. But we run an
Whoa.
aircon during our lives. We have the computers running all the time. But that's one unit, not multi, but we have like 2 or 3 fans throughout the house. That's a hot plate, microwave. So my Western style kind of fell with us, but a full month is about 12,000 pesos, but we've had other people message us that it can be 15, 20,000. From 6 months ago, it jumped by 60 US dollars. So we are paying 60 extra months than when we first arrived. And that's because of the rate hike. I want to say that properly. So we'll close out here. We really appreciate you guys being here. You have a beautiful wife. You do, as I'm to understand, you have children together, or you have a stepchildren, or you have a family.
I have a stepson here. She have a 10-year-old,
10-year-old.
10-year-old grade 4 son. So we're in the process of trying to get him adopted because
yes, sir.
I want them to be able to have something if something happened to me, So I'm trying to look out for them at the same time. I'm trying to get them on Social Security once we get the adoption. So
my cat's trying to get behind me. Hi, Google Bear,
again,
big tiger. Hi, tiger.
Yeah, we follow you guys all the time. We look at your cats.
We have,
that's a big cat.
Hi, that's Gucci Bear. There goes my Gucci bag. She was behind the camera staring at us a minute ago. That is really great that you're able to get all of that done. And wrapping this up, do you have any like future plans of maybe traveling to Japan, other Asian countries? You plan to build a house, or in closing this, is there anything else you want to add for people?
Well, we plan on, like I said, starting a family, adoption, get a house built for her. It's not for me. It's going to be for her and the son, because I've had my time. So I'm here to just enjoy the golden years. Start a YouTube channel. We are going to start a YouTube channel because that'll help her too. We have so many people here wanting me to do an interview with them. They want their stores known here. It's like this city here. It's a lot of good people, good stores. Anything you want, you can find it.
A lot of good content where you can promote their places and stuff like we do and everything.
Right. Yeah, but I will say one more thing. If you have a medical issue,
yes,
this is really not the town for you.
Okay.
Because there's no specialties here. I have to go to Davao.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So people really have to mind their medical.
Right. You have to, that's one of them, you know, that's something I didn't really look into. I was like, okay, I'm going to just go to Diego's, but there's no medical here. And then you go to a doctor, it's video. It's video. It's not like you just walk into a doctor's and talk to him. It's video. And you pay 600 pesos for like a 10-minute or 5-minute talk on a video.
That's good to put out to people. We've tried to encourage and talk a lot about the medical. We put out a few videos. We're going to put out more because medical is the last thing that people really consider. Honestly, when I left the United States, I knew it would be like the Wild Wild West. Either you're going to make it or not. There are issues with ambulances and self-care, and we're running on PhilHealth. And I still have my insurance. I'm still letting them take the money out of my disability. And so we plan to add supplement, you know, even if it's in payment, but you got to have something if you come here for sure. Make sure that you're covered, but at least the medical is cheap here. Doctor's visits for us are about $10 each US.
Yes.
Dental is a major fraction. So, you know, we just tell people bring a little something. And if you don't have a residual income, it's most important.
Yes.
You have to have an income coming in. So you'll deplete your savings. If you don't have an income, all it takes is one little small emergency. Just one.
Yep, that's what.
And if you don't have that income coming in, you're gonna be in some trouble.
Yep,
you know,
I agree.
One thing, I'm kind of lucky because my mother-in-law, she's more like a mayor. You know, if you want something done, you go to her, and you can get it done. She know everybody, and she know how to cut around all the red tape.
That's good. George, do you have any questions? George is usually the quiet one. I see your wife is quiet too. You notice Filipinos are like super quiet and shy. So it's usually like me. I'm like, George, I'm like, bargain, man, bargain. Because we was getting those pillows in the market the other day. And I was like, well, how much did she say? And I said, well, tell her, will she take this? And usually they'll knock some money off, but George is like, that's okay. And I'm like, speak up, man.
That's it. Yeah. That's what she does. She don't bargain. It's like bargain, negotiate. It's like don't take the first price. Yes, no. They're very subtle but very nice. Like I said, I'm one of the lucky ones.
Yes, me too.
They haven't asked me. The in-laws haven't asked me for anything.
Same here.
I'm just lucky that I'm blessed to be in a good family.
Actually, Tim was actually proactive, and he actually answered most of the questions I had in my mind. For instance, I was thinking, how about the electricity? And then he mentions it as I'm thinking about electricity. And then how about the bargaining? It's kind of like we're all in sync. Yeah. So I didn't get to ask any questions.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been through some stuff here. I mean, it took us like over a month to get our marriage thing straightened out, just to get married. So you see, there's a lot of videos out there tell you, do this, do this, do this.
Right, but it ain't the same, is it? Sometimes that's when you got to do your own due diligence and do a little bit more research. But you're going to get there, and it's not going to be the same. In every city, there's a little something. You got to have patience at the bank.
They don't tell you about you got to plant a tree. They don't tell you about that. They don't tell you about you got to have godparents. They don't tell you about that. That's an expense because they're looking for a gift. And then as soon as you get married and you married to a foreigner, now there's a lot of people in the neighborhood want you to be godfathers and godmothers to them.
True story.
It's a lot I've been through. Ooh, it's a lot, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, how's the banks or the ATMs treating you? Are they empty all the time like they are here? Did you open up a bank here, or did you leave your US bank like we did? We have a little bit of both. I have the credit card that my Social Security comes in on, the Direct Express, and then we left one bank open there, and he just opened one recently, an account. So,
well, I haven't experienced the banks yet. I get a lot of notifications to open up a bank account, but I haven't, and I've been using Remitly to transfer my money in. I was using that Direct Express Social Security card, but then you have to be very careful with it because one mistake, then they kind of like flag you and you can't for
Yeah.
1 month. I couldn't get. Took me a while to get my money.
Oh wow.
So
Wow, we've had
transferred
really
over
good
to
luck
Town.
on that. We've had really good luck with Direct Express. Like,
So I still use my U.S. address, so I got a VPN I use. So I give it a transfer money or anything, I turn my VPN on and
yeah,
point to a state in the U.S.
yeah.
So my IP address don't show from the Philippines.
Yeah. Ask like,
What-
how does he handle? Tim? How do you handle your mail?
Yeah, what about your mail? Real quick to wrap this up. How do you
My
handle your
daughter-
mail?
My daughter, she handles all my mail for me as of right now. She
Okay.
handles all of my mail. Anything important, she tells me what she'll do a screenshot or something like that. Any
Okay,
questions about anything, that just let me know, because I've been through it.
We do appreciate you guys being here, and thank you for
Thank
the
you.
interview. A lot of people,
Yeah.
other expats, are curious about coming here, and God bless
Whoa.
you guys, and we do
Yeah.
appreciate it. So,
ma'am.
anything else, Georgie?
No.
Georgie Pooh. Okay, thank you so much.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way.